Motivation, the show that's designed to give you daily shots of motivation. I hope you are well. In this video, we're going to talk about opportunities and specifically when to take an opportunity, when not to take an opportunity, and frankly, how I assess whether I should take an opportunity. Now, over the past year or so, I've been building out a brand new coaching business. These videos effectively are the marketing mechanism to the coaching business. If you haven't had a coaching call with me yet, shameless plug, then send me a message and I'll invite you to a complimentary call. No obligation, no hidden agenda expecting you to join my program. I'm just really passionate about coaching, and the more that I can get on the phone and coach people, the better. And it's been a real work in progress over the past year or so. It's been a bit of a slow burn, but it's something that I'm fully committed to now till the end of time. And there's definitely been, when I look backwards, there's definitely been some decisions that I've made to get to this point. In fact, for me, one of the biggest things that has kind of come up in the past 18 months was I was in a really good position in terms of work, in terms of financially, speaking on behalf of other people. I did a seminar on behalf of Success Resources for Tony Robbins, and have presented seminars all over the country. Some of those seminars earning more in a day than I'd previously earned in a month in my previous salaries. So I was earning a really good living, but I made the decision that something was not quite right. Something for me didn't feel like it was my calling. When you don't feel like this is the thing that you're meant to be doing. Whereas here, as I stand before you now recording Miles More Motivation, I know that this is exactly what I'm meant to be doing. So I want to share with you, how did I decipher whether to effectively stay in that third-party speaking role and kind of what I felt was, to an extent, play it safe, which was the safer option, or how did I completely just decide, I'm going to double down and I'm going to really focus on building out my coaching. So I'm just going to share with you in this video 3 things that I do to assess opportunities, 3 things that you may want to consider. These things are really common sense, but not necessarily common practice. So I want to go ahead and share those 3 things with you now. So the first thing that I do whenever I have a potentially new opportunity is I do what I call a risk calculator. Now, if you watch previous videos, when I talk about risk, I often talk about fear, because I feel like taking risks and feel the fear and do it anyway is kind of like the same thing. And I often talk about that there's 2 types of fear. There are rational fears, which are like building on fire, you're inside, right? Like, get out. Like, lion is in front of you because he's broken out of his cage in the zoo. Rational fear, right? That's logical stuff. The brain's like, get out, fight or flight, right? Makes sense. Irrational fear is the thing that actually trips a lot of people up when it comes to taking opportunities. And the difference with irrational fear and rational fear is irrational fear, no physical harm will come of it. So public speaking in front of an audience of people you never spoke in front of before, doing a Facebook Live like this, unless the roof falls in or someone in the audience throws something at you that's a sharp object, highly unlikely by the way, if you're in a seminar room where people are doing that, then you shouldn't be delivering those seminars anyway. I don't know what kind of seminar that is. The knife throwing seminar, I don't know. Anyway, my point is, there's a big difference between rational fear, smoke in burning building, and public speaking. A lot of people don't know the difference. So you need to calculate the risk. And so for you just need to kind of go, is this rational fear or is this irrational fear? Like, I want to do Facebook Lives, but I'm scared. Is this rational fear? Could physical harm happen if I do the live? If it's no, and you go, no, it's an irrational fear, you must do that thing. Whatever it is, if you have an irrational fear, you must do that thing that you're scared of. Let's say you want to do a skydive. Is skydive rational fear or irrational fear? Type it in, tell me. I say it's irrational fear because of the percentile of people that are doing it and are doing it safely. Bungee jump, is that rational fear or irrational fear? Type it in, tell me. I say it's irrational fear to not do a bungee jump because the numbers of people that are safely doing a bungee jump is higher than the people that are doing it, and it's an accident, it goes wrong, right? Air travel, rational fear or irrational fear? Same thing, right? So any area of your life, there is an opportunity that's presented in front of you, you want to work out, is it a rational fear or an irrational fear? And that will help you calculate the risk. If it's irrational fear, you need to do that thing. Next, what I call time machine regret. What time machine regret basically means is imagining that you have Doc Brown's time machine from Back to the Future. Oh God, I'm a massive Back to the Future. I want to rewatch that film this weekend. Now, I haven't had any lazy time during this coronavirus pandemic. I'm going to watch some Back to the Future. So time machine regret basically, it means imagine that we had Doc Brown's time machine. Imagine that we had his time machine and we could go forward as they do in Back to the Future 2, all the way to the end of your life, right? And you can look back on it and see everything that you did, everything that you didn't do, everything you said you were going to do, everything you said you weren't going to do. And you looked at it and you could see that there were some things that you didn't do that you went, oh, I wish I'd done that. Oh, that thing. I was certain I was going to do that, but clearly I didn't. Damn. But what I want you to think about are the things that wouldn't just kind of be like a pinprick on the finger regret, but that you would actually be pained by if you hadn't done. Like, a question I often ask coaching clients is, if you're at the end of your life looking back and there was something that you had not yet done that you really would deeply regret if you hadn't done it, that thing would be insert blank. Run a marathon, travel to Australia, do a skydive, I don't know, right? Watch your kids get married. I don't know. Whatever it is, what is that thing that you would regret? And if it's something that is within your control, I encourage you in the next 12 months to book that thing. You know, we're in a position right now at time of doing this video live where we have a pandemic that is killing people in the thousands every single day. I never thought I'd ever say that on a video, but it's true. It's true. Life is so precious. Life is so short. We don't know how long we've got. You know, we may not get the coronavirus. We may not die from the coronavirus. You may get hit by a bus. You get injured may get killed in a road traffic accident. There was an absolute freak event. We just don't know. And I want to kind of ask you that, you know, if you had like a year left to live, what would be all the things you want to do? And write the list down and tick those things off. There's a social arrogance. It's not intentional, but there is a social arrogance that we will have the stereotypical 90 years to do everything we always have wanted to do. But life has proven in this coronavirus situation, we have no idea how long we've got. So don't wait to do the things you really want to do. And the last thing, when it comes to taking opportunities, this is my personal favorite, something I do 3-4 times a week, is what I call a gut check. And what a gut check ultimately means is, if you watch previous videos, you've heard me talk about this, is you need to check with yourself, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You need to check in with you on what you think that you should do. So a gut check goes a bit like this. There's something I think I want to do. I go in my phone, I write the title gut check, and I type out everything I think about the opportunity and whether I think I should do it or not. So I'll go, should I go on that marketing seminar in San Diego in October? Gut check says, wait and see what happens with coronavirus pandemic. If flights open up and you have generated the profit enough to justify doing it without it going on to credit cards, then yes, you should go for it. Like, that's literally a thinking out loud, real life gut check that I just did. Like, that's real. Like, there's a marketing seminar I'm thinking about going on in October, San Diego. That's a real gut check that I just did. And the answer is, if the flight situation normalizes, the coronavirus pandemic goes over its curve and comes back to some form of normality, and there are hygiene laws and things in place to make that trip as safe as possible, and it's financially something that I can afford to do without using a credit card, then yeah, if Sati gives her blessing, I will do it. So there are times in life where the most important thing you can do is just check in with yourself. Ask yourself, should I do that thing? Yes or no? And make yourself pick. Mel Robbins wrote a great book called The 5-Second Rule. If you haven't read that, you should read it. She's effectively saying you have 5 seconds to make a decision. Most people take too long to make a decision, and then they have a maybe. When I enroll people into coaching, I ask them the coaching question to the idea of working with me on a regular basis. Would you be hell yes or hell no? And they're like, well, maybe. I'm like, no, there's not a maybe. You can be honest, but I want to know, would it be hell yes or hell no? And they're like, at the moment it'd be a hell no. Cool. Let's not be around the bush and pretend it's a maybe. Let's keep it as a hell no. If it changes to a hell yes in the future, cool, but let's make it so it's definitive, and then you're free of the headspace of indecision, right? Don't sit on the fence because it hurts, right? Don't sit on the fence because it hurts. I'm gonna meme that. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope maybe now there's an opportunity in your life that you're thinking, do you know what? I'm gonna go hell yes on that, or I'm gonna go hell no on that. Either way, make a decision. Life is short. Don't wait to do the things that you know you want to do. And also, don't wait to decide that the things that you said you want to do, but you don't really want to do. Don't wait to say, nah. Make a decision either way. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, click like or click share. I love that I can do that now. And share these videos with your friends. These videos aren't about me. They're about me sharing a message that I think everybody needs to hear. Miles of Motivation, over and out. See you next time. Goodbye.